Hello YouTubers, how are you doing? How are you feeling today? Let me know in the comments below. How is quarantine life treating you? Pretty much business as usual around here. I barely ever leave the house. Today I am answering my most commonly asked question: why did you stop doing the Wim Hof method? As I discussed in my 6-month Wim Hof update video, which I'm going to link up here, I had a big, huge flare after the first couple months or so. So if you're brand new around here and you've never even heard of the Wim Hof method, it is a breathing practice that Wim Hof, who's got all kinds of world records for longest swim under ice, longest run through the Sahara Desert with no water, longest ice bath, all kinds of amazing feats that he has done through this breathing technique. And suffering from chronic pain and Lyme disease, I rushed to this modality a few years ago, and it's blown up. Everybody's talking about the Wim Hof method. So I wanted to share why I stopped doing it and what I'm doing now. So I'm going to go ahead and let past me explain what the flare looked like. YouTube, Jen Hyla here with a 6-month update on the Wim Hof method. So I started these breathing exercises and cold water therapy back in January to help me with late-stage Lyme disease symptoms. I was suffering from chronic fatigue and chronic pain, gut issues, and many other symptoms. So I had huge results during the first 4 months of practicing the Wim Hof method, and you can check out my earlier update videos on this. I'll put the links down below. But big results. I just was feeling so amazing. I was telling everyone about the Wim Hof method, and then around month 4 I just kind of plateaued, and I actually relapsed a little bit with a big flare, and all my symptoms, pain, fatigue, gut issues came back. I gained a bunch of weight, and then I drastically lost a bunch of weight. So that is why I stopped doing that. And now I have been practicing pranayama for about 2 years. I have a pretty solid 30-minute practice that I do in the morning and at night, and it really has some powerful effects. So what exactly is pranayama? So pranayama is actually a very ancient practice that was created by the rishis in India who developed all of yoga. So when we think of yoga today, we think of those static poses and strengthening exercises. But those were actually created by these ancient rishis to open and stretch the body so that they could sit in meditation and practice pranayama breathwork for longer periods of time. They truly thought that this was the path to enlightenment. I have seen some really amazing health benefits in my own personal practice and experiences through this breathing practice. So what's the difference between the Wim Hof method and pranayama? Wim Hof method is mainly focused on the exhale. They don't really talk about breathing in and out of the nose or utilizing the diaphragm muscle. It's mainly focused on exhaling and depleting the body of that CO2. Pranayama, on the other hand, focuses mainly on breathing in and out of the nose, although there are a few different patterns that breathe through the mouth. Most of them are breathing in and out of the nose. It's really encouraging people to use the diaphragm to really fill the lungs and start to get curious about the full capacity of your lungs. Both of them, I believe, are beneficial to the body. You're building up the oxygen, you're getting oxygen into the cells and the tissues. I've worn an oximeter during both of these practices, and same thing, built my oxygen level from 97% to 100% within a few minutes. Pranayama has given me a lot more benefit in my outside of the practice, right? Like off the mat, my breathing throughout the day has improved a lot more through these pranayama techniques because of that strengthening of the diaphragm. Over time, it really starts to affect your involuntary breathing as well. So there are two types of breathing, involuntary and voluntary breathing, and most of our lives we're just unaware. I think it's like 22 hours of the day we are completely unaware of our breathing. It's just automatic. When we use those 2 hours to really intentionally breathe and strengthen the diaphragm, it's gonna start to impact those other 22 hours. And when you are breathing better, all the systems of your body are working better. When we are breathing and using that diaphragm muscle, it is expanding the lower ribs, really pushes out the rib cage, and it pushes down onto our digestive organs, massaging the organs. Every breath you take in and out, this diaphragm muscle moves up and down like a jellyfish along the bottom of the esophagus. So it is massaging all kinds of organs beneath it and above it. They say about 20% of each of our breath is going to our brain, our cognitive abilities. So if you're only using a small portion of your lungs throughout the day, which most of us, we're hunched over our computers or our phones and we're not using that nice big belly breath, utilizing the bottom portion of the lungs, and this is really doing us a disservice, and it can impact your neck and muscle tension, your back pain, digestive issues, brain fog, memory problems. All of this stuff can definitely be improved upon with more oxygen. So there are a few reasons why I switched from the Wim Hof method to a pranayama practice. I'm still doing the cold water therapy every day. It's really, really been beneficial. I'm up to 3 minutes now, and I need to do a video on that actually. I've been doing the cold water for 2 years now and the breathing for 2 years very consistently. I haven't skipped a single day, and I gotta tell you, I recommend it to everybody. Give it a try. Check out the links in the description of this video. I offer free classes on Facebook every Friday. We're going to be doing some pranayama breathwork, meditations, discussions on all of these holistic healing benefits of breathwork, pranayama. Amazing. Give it a try. Hit that subscribe and the thumbs up button below if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Thursday. All right, until then, keep healing. Disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor. This work has not been reviewed by a medical doctor. The views expressed here are my own, reflective of my research and experiences, and not reflective of any brand that I may be affiliated with or that may be mentioned in this video.